What's up, everybody? And in today's episode, we're going over horror comedies and parody movies. I am at the Evil Dead cabin because, of course, Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness are horror comedies. And let's see what else we got. Freaky, I think, is a great one. It's Blumhouse, has Vince Vaughn. I think he does a great job playing a teenage girl. It's just so funny. As always, people can pop on and say any movies that they enjoy. Willy's Wonderland, probably one of the best Nicolas Cage movies, and he doesn't even speak. But he kicks some animatronics' butts. Ready or Not is a good one as well. The Samara Weaving. And then this one, I hope I click on the right. Cabin in the Woods. This is listed under parody and horror comedy. Obviously, it's horror comedy. And I believe it's called being a parody because of how it is. Because, the typical Cabin in the Woods and all the monsters are parody from other movies. So it's listed as both. And we got Happy Death Day, of course. Both of them would be listed in the horror comedies. I know a lot of people don't like this movie, but The Dead Don't Die. I enjoy this movie. I thought it was quite funny. Zombieland, both Zombielands are great horror comedies. I just watched Violent Night not too long ago. We enjoyed that. I would say definitely a good horror comedy to add to your Christmas movies. If you haven't seen that yet, it is on Peacock. Or Santa himself. It's not an evil Santa, but he is fighting mercenaries. It's actually Santa. It's not like a guy in a suit or anything. It's actually Santa Claus. And the guy from Stranger Things, Dave, what was his name? David Arbor, plays Santa Claus. We got both of the Babysitter movies. Those are on Netflix. I believe they're still on Netflix now. Good horror comedy movies. It has Samara Weaving in it again. I absolutely love her. If I watch anything she's in, most of her stuff is horror comedy because she's also in Mayhem, which is not a strong comedy, but it has comedy elements into it. Day Shift is on Netflix. It has what the hell's his name? Jamie Foxx. And it has Snoop Dogg in it as well. Sorry, I'm kind of flipping back from my list to the screen since I have nobody else that's talking. I have to kind of flip back and forth. What We Do in the Shadows. Great horror comedy with vampires. I would consider that a parody as well. It's not listed in the parodies, but I think I would consider it a parody movie myself. Yeah, oh, there it is. It is in the parody movies. Okay. The Love Witch. Now, I remember we watched this on Joe Bob, so I remember it being probably a lot funnier than what it was. I need to. Can where am I at? Cooties. Great. It has Elijah Wood in it. He's a huge horror fan. Or not Elijah. Is it Elijah Wood? Yeah, Elijah Wood. He's a huge horror fan. Great zombie movie where the kids turn into zombies after they eat infected chicken nuggets. Um, it lists The Visit, but I don't think that was really funny. It also lists Get Out. I didn't think that had very much funny elements. I mean, it's not like super dark, but I thought Us was funny. It has a lot of. It's not like a horror comedy, but it's got comedy elements in it. Like when their version of the Alexa, the woman. It's like my favorite part in the whole movie. The woman is fighting one of the Us creatures. It was like the neighbor, and she was trying to get their version of the Alexa to call 911. And instead, it starts playing "Fuck the Police." I thought that was funny and relatable. Another Christmas horror, we got Krampus. I wouldn't really call it a strong horror comedy. Yeah, um, but it's definitely got comedy elements in it. I see Steve says Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Definitely, that's next on the list over here. Definitely good horror comedy. The Piranha. Spree is listed as well. That has a dude from Stranger Things. What's his name? I want to say Joe Kinney, but I'm not sure if that's right. Kearney. Keery. Plays Steve on Stranger Things. Um, it lists the monsters, the Rob Zombie one, which we enjoyed that. I don't care what anybody says. We enjoyed that. I do have Tubi pulled up. I will look in a minute. Actually, where is my Tucker and Dale? I could see. Watch movie. Yeah, it's on Tubi, Pluto, Roku channel, Crackle, Plex. It says Amazon with subscription, but that could mean about anything. That could mean it could be one of their side channels that are extra if it says subscription, or it could just mean you have to be signed up to Prime. You kind of have to figure that one out. But yeah, Tucker and Dale versus Evil is on Tubi. We got Hunt. I really enjoy Hunt. It has what's her name? Oh crap, I can't think of her one name. She's on I gotta pull up the IMDb because I can't think of her name. She's in it just for a little bit too, but she's on Emma Roberts, yeah, and Hilary Swank. Betty Gilpin is the main girl in this. Who else is in this? I was thinking there was somebody else that was kind of famous, but I am not seeing anybody else I really recognize. I'm sure there's somebody that you recognize, but Hunt is a great movie. Let's see. Let's go back. It has Ghostbusters Afterlife listed in here. I would say though the Ghostbusters probably go as well. Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. Matt Smith is great in that movie. Of course, we have Dark Shadows with Johnny Depp. Try to find ones that I've seen. Some of these I've heard of, but I've not seen. Like it lists The Lighthouse, but I haven't seen that. But I didn't think that was a horror comedy. But whatever. Here's one that'd be a parody one. It's also listed as comedy. The House Next Door, Meet the Blacks 2, and has, oh, what's his name? Kind of reminds me of the Scary movie. I want to say it's Mike Epps, but I might have him mixed up. I get him mixed up with another. No, it's Mike Epps. Okay. Mike Epps and Cat Williams. But sometimes I get Mike Epps mixed up with somebody else. Of course, we got the Addams Family. We got Rubber. Rubber is great horror comedy. Well, I think you kind of gotta understand the stupid horror or the stupid comedy for that one. Of course, you're watching a movie about a killer tire, so. Addams Family. A Haunted House that has the Wayans brothers. Parody and comedy. Trick or Treat with Sam. It has some comedy elements. It's listed in this as well. Keep going back. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, Scary Movie. I think I already mentioned that for the parodies. It's listing Fresh, but what I've heard, I've not seen it, but what I've heard of Fresh, it didn't sound like a horror comedy. It sounded like a really gruesome movie. So I don't know, but it lists it in the horror comedy. I know it has at least a couple really gruesome parts in it, at least what I've heard. But I haven't got to see it yet because it didn't sound like my type of movie. Make sure I got all these. Of course, they list the Scooby-Doo movies, Scoob and the live-action movies, Arachnophobia, Sharknado, of course. Can't forget Sharknado. Oh, what we got? Beetlejuice. Shaun of the Dead. I would consider that kind of a parody movie. Is it listed in the parody movies? Maybe. I'm not seeing it quite yet, but go back to the horror comedies. Oh, where'd Shaun of the Dead go? There it is. Idle Hands. Great comedy, great movie. Of course, it has Aquarium of the Dead. And probably all those movies, like the Zombies and all that. The Final Girls. It has where the girl gets sucked into the movie. Oh, what's her name? I know I'm gonna butcher this. Tasia. She's on Ginger Snaps, and she's also in American Horror Story. You probably know who I'm talking about. It has the Verizon guy, Thomas Middleditch. Is that really his last name? Okay. What is the other dude's name? Adam Devine. It's called The Final Girls. Let's see if it's streaming anywhere. Doesn't look like it's streaming anywhere for free. It has this one. I haven't watched it yet, but I saw it on Shudder last night because I'd watched a different movie. But it says "Let the Wrong One In." It looks like a Irish or Scottish vampire movie, but I haven't watched it yet. But it is listed in the comedy listing. I did watch one on Shudder last night that was a horror comedy. It was Sorry About the Demon. It was quite funny, and it has some kind of Evil Dead elements to it. So if you get a chance to watch Sorry About the Demon, I thought it's not like super hilarious, but it's funny and enjoyable to watch. Good effects too. Because we got Bubba Hotep. Of course, we gotta add some more Bruce Campbell to the mix. But Bruce Campbell playing Elvis, I mean, how can you go wrong there? Let's see what we got here. Slither, another great horror comedy that has Merle in it. Michael Rooker. I'm sure it has other people in it. It's just I'm not clicking on it to see. It lists the menu on here, but I didn't really think that was a horror comedy. I just thought that, I don't know, I didn't really like the menu. I didn't really see it as funny. But it does list it on here. Other people might think it's funny. I didn't really enjoy it. I thought it was kind of weird. Also, I thought it was about cannibals. It really wasn't, but it's whatever. We got The Frighteners with Michael J. Fox. Let's see what we got here. A lot of this is just repeating a lot of these movies. This looks interesting. It's on Netflix. It's called Little Evil. It looks kind of like a parody slash horror comedy. I've been meaning to watch it, but I haven't watched it yet. Who's the dude that's in this? So I know you'll know who it is once I say his name. Adam Scott. He's in quite a bit of stuff. I'm not really recognizing anybody else's name. I'm sure they're in stuff I just can't place. Donald Faison looks familiar. Oh, Clancy Brown is in it. And eventually I need to watch that. But it looks like a parody comedy of like The Omen. But the dad's like a stepdad, and like nobody wants to say that the kid's like The Omen, but then he ends up just kind of accepting it and being the best stepdad. What I've understood from the trailers. Of course, we got Behind the Mask with Leslie Vernon as considered comedy. Probably be almost a parody, maybe. I don't know, kind of on the line. At Club Dread and Severance. Severance is a good movie. I would definitely check out that one. Going to parodies, we got Stan Helsing. Those movies are just plain goofy. Werewolves Within. I thought that was pretty funny. We watched that. I don't remember when we watched that. I think we watched that over Christmas break. Hatchet. It's got some comedy elements in it. Stitches. I would say Stitches. It's listed in horror comedies, but yeah, I'd say it's got some comedy elements in it as well. Great killer clown movie. Yeah, Chopping Mall, of course. Can't forget Chopping Mall. So a lot of these I'm skipping because I've not watched. There's so many on here. Oh, Thanksgiving. Killer Turkey. Cannot forget the Killer Turkey. Let's see. We got Planet Terror. I didn't really think that had that much comedy elements in it, but maybe. I guess what depends on what you consider comedy. We got Ginger Dead Man, of course. Gary Busey as a killer gingerbread cookie. Can't forget that. See, Silent Night, the one with the blowtorch Santa. Ice Cream Man with Clint Howard in it. It's Crack and Hobbs. It's going over some horror comedies and parody movies. Okay, you got any favorites? List them in the comments. I'm kind of flipping back and forth. Of course, we got the Gremlins, Young Frankenstein, Black Sheep. Great horror comedy. If you got like the stupid humor of it, though. It lists Attack of the Killer Tomatoes on here, but I think Return is so much better. Return of the Killer Tomatoes is so much better than the first one. And of course, we got Mars Attacks. And we got One Cut of the Dead. I like that movie. It's like a movie within a movie within a movie. I think it goes like maybe a couple times more. Dance of the Dead. I like that movie. I believe that's one of the 8 films to die for. I believe. It's not listing it on here. I want to say it is. But they basically, fight zombies at a high school dance. It's a little bit more to it than that. Motel Hell. It's got some comedy elements in it. Benny Loves You was kind of funny. It listed in here. I don't remember it being extremely funny, but I remember it being some comedy elements to it. Zombies of Mass Destruction. It says it's on Tubi. I've seen this movie several times. It's quite enjoyable, I think. That's Max holding you from going upstairs. I ain't got earphones in. Of course, we got the Toxic Avenger. I just said the Driller Killer. Is that the Sleepaway Camp? No, it's not. Or not Sleepaway Camp. Shit, what is that movie called? I forget. Where was I? Stalled. The guy's fighting the zombies when he's stuck in the bathroom stall for most of the movie. That movie's pretty great. Demonic Toys. Love that movie. I got Demonic Toys, and then I also have the one where they go against Doll Man. Of course, we got Velocipaster. They had The Man with the Screaming Brain, another Bruce Campbell movie. I know I've seen it, but I don't really remember it that well. But it's got Bruce Campbell in it, and I'm sure it's funny. Murder comedies. The list American Werewolf in London, I don't remember that being very much of a comedy. It might have some elements in here. Society. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Definitely got a list. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Oops. And some more Piranha movies, more Scream movies. Ghoulies. Of course, Ghoulies would definitely be added in here. It lists Fright Night, the remake. I haven't seen the original in here yet, but I remember David Tennant being pretty funny in that movie. I also list American Werewolf in Paris. I don't really remember much comedy in either one of those movies, but it's been a while since I've seen it. From Dusk Till Dawn. Return of the Night of the Living Dead, like all the returns of the Night of the Living Dead. Some of them are more stupid than others, but they're still funny. The Burbs with Tom Hanks and Corey Feldman. Monster Squad. Can't forget about Monster Squad with our friend Andre in that. Elvira movies. I would say both of them. I'm only seeing Mistress of the Dark, but Haunted Hills, I would say, would be a good one to put on there too. Grabbers. We talked about this last week with I think it was last week. Whenever we talked about Animal Horror, the Grabbers movie. Great Irish comedy. Troll Hunter. It's remember being a foreign movie. I can't remember where it's from. I want to say it's Norwegian, but I could be wrong on that. It's got some comedy elements, but it wasn't like huge into the comedy. Death Becomes Her. Silly, funny movie. Demon Knight has some elements in it. Of course, we got the great Vampire's Kiss with Nicolas Cage being the extreme vampire that he wanted to be, now will be. Tammy and the T-Rex. Yoga Hosers. I'm not a huge fan of Kevin Smith movies. Not a huge fan at all. But I really do like Yoga Hosers. I don't really like Tusk all that well. And what's the third movie? It's Yoga Hosers, Tusk. There's a third movie in that. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, I'm not a huge Kevin Smith fan, but I do really like Yoga Hosers. I'm just not very fond of him. He just annoys me. A Rocky Horror Picture Show. Definitely great Tim Curry movie. Little Shop of Horrors. We just watched Clue the other night. Wasn't too bad. I know it's really funny, but it's just it's kind of a old silly one. Little Shop of Horrors. Feed me, Seymour. Another great Christmas one, Anna and the Apocalypse. If you like zombies, you like High School Musicals, definitely check that one out. It's got everything you want. Christmas movies, High School Musicals, and zombies. Got Poultrygeist. I'm probably saying that wrong. But it's like Poltergeist, but it's poultry, like turkey. So many on here that I have not seen or not heard of. So I don't even want to mention those. Because I can't weigh in. I've already mentioned one movie I haven't seen, and because it was on the list, and I haven't seen it. I don't know. Tragedy Girls. I thought that was pretty good. Kind of funny. Voices with Ryan Reynolds. Oh my goodness. Definitely worth checking out. Voices, where he imagines the dog and cat talking to him. And you kind of wonder a little bit if he actually is seeing it until, the end. seen a movie come up here a couple times called Father's Day, but I have not seen that movie, so I can't weigh in on that. Tremors. Of course, we got to list the Tremors movies. I would say all of them. It's only listing the first one, but I would list all of them. It has Feast on here. That's got a little bit of horror comedy. It's not like strong in the comedy, but it's got some. Warm Bodies. It's kind of. I know some people hate that one because it's more of a romance horror movie, but still better than Twilight. A Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. I like this movie. It is pretty funny. Definitely check that one out. We got never ending Pepsi supply at the cabin here. I blind bought this movie. It's called Office Uprising. It has the dude who was the Deadpool's taxi driver, and who else? I click. But I blind bought this one because it was like $5 on Vudu, and I quite enjoyed it. Oh, am I gonna even be able to say his name? It has Kurt Fuller in it. Barry Henley in it. I know I'll mutilate that middle name. Say Jane Levy. It sounds familiar. Karan Sony. That's Deadpool's taxi driver. I know he's probably known for much more than that, but that's how I recognize him. And so much other people. Definitely check this out if you have not seen it. Office Uprising. And it says it's on Tubi. Night of the Comet is on here. Oh, I love this movie. Attack of the Lederhosen Zombies. If you want some goofy movie to watch, Attack of the Lederhosen Zombies. Good one to check out. We got Infestation. It's kind of funny. Has Your Next on here. I mean, it's probably got a little bit of horror comedy in it. Snakes on the Plane. It lists Colossal in here. I thought Colossal was stupid. I didn't think it was funny. I did not like that movie whatsoever. I know some people really enjoy it. It wasn't my thing. I did not like it. Some people might enjoy it, think it's hilarious, but I just thought it was a horrible movie. Night of the Creeps. I know I said Night of the Comets. I don't think I said Night of the Creeps with Tom Atkins. Thrill Me. They Live. Critters. Of course, we got to remember Critters. Zombie Beavers. The Stuff. Psycho Gorman. If you don't want to punk kick the little girl by the end of the movie, I don't know what to tell you. But it's the point of her character. And she does kind of learn in the end as well. Chud 2. Oh, what was it? Yum Yum. Oh, I can't remember. It was like Yum Yum something that they say constantly in that movie. Open another tab. I got. Puts. Maybe. Oh, do they not have the Yum Yum listed? Oh. Okay, well, that was a fail. Thought I was going to look that up. But fail. Slacks with killer pants. Definitely good to check out. Um, they do even a Bollywood dance. It's got a message in it too. I know a lot of people don't like horror movies with messages, which majority of them have, but I still think it's a great one to check out. Of course, it's goofy. I like the more goofier the better for me usually, unless it's just too off the wall. But I usually like the goofier the better. Let's Drag Me to Help. I don't remember that being extremely funny. Tales of the Hood. But yeah, going back to the Sorry About the Demon, we quite enjoyed that last night. So you have Shutter. It is a Shutter original. He does really good um, effects in that movie for being a Shutter original. It got pretty good effects. Speaking of another one on Shutter, Deadstream. If you haven't seen that yet, it's basically like a YouTuber that goes to check out a really haunted house. He does like urban exploration, paranormal exploration, and he didn't think stuff was real. He thought he was gonna have fake stuff, blah blah blah, and then stuff's ended up being real. The special effects for the ghosts are really well done. Um, except one of them does look like Gollum. I will say that. But yeah, definitely check out Deadstream if you have not seen it yet. It lists Dead Snow in here. I know a lot of people like Dead Snow. I've never made it through that movie. I have tried watching it like 3 or 4 times and I fell asleep every single time. So I can't say either way. I've just said I haven't liked that movie because I can't finish it. But I think I'm getting this Cabin Fever. I don't remember. There's a little bit of funny moments in that. House. Can't forget House. Little Monsters. Oh, this movie is on Hulu. And it has the woman that is in Us. And what else is she in? I know I can't pronounce her name. But like the main woman that is in Us is in Little Monsters. And the dude that voices um, Olaf in Frozen, he's in it. Definitely check it out. It's a zombie movie, and they're doing like a tour of like this animal park or something like that, and a zombie outbreak happens, and they're trying to keep the kids distracted and safe from the zombies, and like make them think that it's not real or whatever. It's hilarious. I absolutely love this movie. If so, check out definitely Little Monsters. Let's say it has the woman from Us in it. I know I cannot pronounce her name, so I don't even want to try to look it up, see what it is. But she is amazing in this movie. She's amazing in Us as well. Deathgasm, where you get like sword fights with dildos. Deathgasm is great. I think that is all the list on this. We'll go through some parody movies that are on Google. A lot of these is not listing horror movies, but try to go through a couple, and then I'll click over to the Shudder and Tubi and see what we got over there. We got World's End with The World's End. There's also At World's End, but that one it's like a Seth Rogen movie, I believe. I know he's in it. But this one is The World's End with oh my god, I went completely blank. Shaun of the Dead dude. I went completely blank on his name, but it has him in it. It's in the same trilogy. I know was having a argument with somebody a while back that it wasn't a trilogy, but they didn't even claim it. It's Shaun of the Dead, The World's End, and Hot Fuzz. And basically, the only thing that connects them is the ice cream. But the creator, Simon Pegg, said it was a trilogy. We got A Million Ways to Die in the West. It's not a horror movie, but that much. Oh, This Is the End. That's the movie I was thinking with Seth Rogen in it. This Is the End. That movie's alright, but The World's End is so much better. Because that one has like Seth Rogen. It's got oh man, I just went completely blank on all these people's names. I am so bad. James Franco, Jonah Hill, Seth Rogen, Jay Bartula. He does the voice to the guy who tames Toothless in that dragon cartoon. I can't Who Trained the Dragons or whatever it was. Danny McBride, Craig Robinson, Michael Cera, Emma Watson, Mindy Kaling, Rihanna, Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum's part in this movie, it's actually pretty funny. Kevin Hart, Paul Rudd, Aziz Astari. Probably not saying his name correctly. If I remember right, he's the guy from Stuber, I think. I'm just so bad with names. That's not a horror movie, really. It is a parody movie, though. I list a movie on here called The Bubble. I've seen that on Netflix. I haven't watched it yet, but it has Keen in it from Keen and Peele, and he's usually pretty funny. That's listed in the parody movies. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be parodying, though. It's not a horror movie, but the other guys with Will Ferrell and oh shit, I can't think what his name is. Whatever. I'm too bad with names. Epic movie. A lot of these are not horror movies. Of course, we got the scary movies. We got Vampires Suck. I didn't really like that movie. I thought that one's kind of a little too stupid. Disaster movie. Not another teen movie. It says Zombieland's a spoof. I guess maybe. Can't always trust Google though. Oh, Kung Fu Hustle. We had me and my son watched that not too long ago. I like that movie. There's another one with a cow, Kung Pao something or other, and I know I have it, and I couldn't find it anywhere. It is driving me nuts. Was it Kung Pao? Oh, what's this? Kung Pao something. Oops, wrong list. His Spaceballs, Robin Hood Men in Tights. It says Clue's a parody. Maybe. I don't know what it's parodying. Oh, this one's a parody plus a really funny movie. Dude Bro Party Massacre 3. And what's funny is there's no 1 and 2. It's just called 3. I remember stumbling across this and I was like, oh, I'm going to watch the other ones because this movie's so funny. And then I couldn't find it and I had to look and see that there is no other ones. Superhero movie. It's all right. It's got Leslie Nielsen in it at least. Oh, Juan of the Dead. If you haven't seen that, it sounds like a Mexican version of Shaun of the Dead. It's a funny movie. Funny movie. Saturday the 14th. Oh, Leslie Nielsen has some great ones. Dracula Dead and Loving It. And there was another one where he's like possessed. I saw it. Oh, Repossessed. And Airplane, of course. 30 Nights of Paranormal Activity. Oh, with the devil inside, the girl with the dragon tattoo. Goofy one. They cram as much of the titles in there as possible. Three Amigos. I tried to watch that not too long ago, but my son didn't want to watch it with me. I wanted him to see it. Not another teen movie. And it's like, eh. Some of these are like, eh. But if you find one with Leslie Nielsen, I'm definitely Breaking Wind. I didn't like that one. I thought that one was a little too stupid. So many of these I have not seen. I can't really say, and it just doesn't seem like it's right that they're on here. Son of the Blob? Not heard of that. I wonder if it's supposed to be from the Blob. But if I hover over it, it's called Beware of the Blob. It says it's on Plex if anybody wants to check that out. Oh, there it is. Kung Pao. Kung Pao Enter the Fist. I know I own that movie and I can't find it, and it's driving me nuts. I remember seeing it, so I know it's in this house, and it's not like packed up in Illinois or anything. I know it's in this house, and I can't find it. 65000. It's a pretty funny movie. It's also listed in parodies. Bogus Witch Project would make fun of the Blair Witch. Mm. Tropic Thunder. We watched that not too long ago. I think that movie's Get Smart, Spy Hard. Another Leslie Nielsen movie. Leslie Nielsen was so great. A lot of these movies are not horror or I've not heard of. It's a movie called Top Secret. And the picture of it looks like a guy dancing, and there's like cows with galoshes on or cowboy boots, like up in the air. I don't know what that's all about, but whatever. Oh, I just saw another horror comedy, Dead and Breakfast. A great movie. I think it's funny anyway. Not seeing too many good ones anyway on this. Okay, I'm just going to skip over to Shudder. Scare Package, great horror comedy. Was just talking about Deadstream. Glorious was interesting. It was kind of funny. I didn't think it was as funny as some people were saying, but still kind of funny. Bloody Hell. I really liked this movie. Dude, like, literally talks to, like, has full on conversations with, like, his conscious. I mentioned those. Eat Brains Love was alright. It's horror comedy. That's not too bad. It lists Superhost as being a comedy. I didn't think it was extremely funny. You might think it's funny, but it's alright. I mean, it's a decent enough movie. I just don't know if it'd be considered a comedy like they got it, but whatever. Mass Hysteria. It's on Shudder. People go to Salem, and they're like, it's a tourist thing. People going touring Salem, and a death happens, and like the people, the tourists, actually think that the actors are real like witches, and they try to like witch hunt them, and it's quite funny. Frankenhooker, Boys from County Hell. I remember it being slightly funny. I want to say it was a Irish movie, if I remember correctly. Haven't seen those. Scare Me, I thought was pretty good. It's listed in the horror comedies. It's a little funny. I like their take on it too. It's basically they just sit around and tell stories to each other, try to scare us. Of course, we got Scare Package. I think I may have said that when I pulled it up, but I may not have. Yummy as a zombie movie, I think is pretty funny. I know parts of it, not the whole thing, but parts of it is in another language. Satanic Panic. It's a pretty funny movie. I think I mentioned Mayhem. Let's go over to Tubi because I am running out of movies. I'm not thinking. They're not coming to me. We've talked about all them. Yeah, Uncaged. It's a movie about a lion. It's listed, I think, as a horror comedy. The hunter is like in a wheelchair that can like go upstairs and stuff. It has like tank treads on it. So I remember it. Excuse me, having a little bit of funny elements to it. Oh, did I mute myself or unmute myself? Yeah, okay. Oh, excuse me. We got Paranormal Activity. It'd be a parody comedy. Better Off Zed. I remember that being pretty funny. And I wouldn't say pretty funny, but a funny movie. I think I said this stuff already. I'm not seeing too many on here that I haven't already mentioned. It Came from the Desert. Oh, Dead Ant. Um, It Came from the Desert and Dead Ant are both giant ant movies. Dead Ant is hilarious. It Came from the Desert was slightly funny, but Dead Ant is definitely better. Night of the Living Deb. I don't think I've said that one yet. Remember that one being pretty funny. Bloody Hell is apparently on Tubi as well. So if you don't have Shudder, you can watch Bloody Hell. Oh, Lavalanche. Can't forget the Lavalanche movies. We talked about Sharknado. Pretty much any of the Asylum movies could be added. The Coed and the Stoner, I remember that being kind of funny. What else do we got? House Shark. Definitely. House Shark, bad CGI sharks. Hilarious movies. Of course, they're stupid hilarious. You gotta like the stupid humor. Which that is my thing. Birdemic. Movie's so bad. It's so bad. Wolf Cop. Oh yeah, can't forget the Wolf Cop and Wolf Cop 2. That's basically all the movies that are listed there. If anybody has any movies they want to list, let me know. I've pretty much ran out of all the lists that I had pulled up. Oh. I wish Steve would let me do this on my channel like I suggested, so I could at least be playing music or something. Since he wasn't going to be on here. And now I don't know what other movies to talk about. Let's see. I'll probably stream The Quarry again sometime this week. I'm not sure what day. Oh, we got a ton of snow hitting us right now. So I probably won't do it today or tomorrow. I can't really do it on the weekends anyway. I forget there was something else I was going to want to talk about, but I can't remember what it was now. Oh, Megan apparently is on, we could buy it on like Vudu or Prime or whatever. It's not on a streaming service yet. So if you haven't seen Megan, you could buy it or wait till it comes to streaming. It should be coming to streaming pretty quickly since it's out in VOD now. I remember there was something I was wanting to talk about, but I can't find what it was now. Oh, this Cocaine Bear. TV critics Bot declares it the greatest movie of all time, according to comicbook.com. So I can't wait till this movie comes out. Stupid mouse. But if people missed it, Tuesday was my birthday, and I streamed The Quarry Chapter 2. I'm doing them in chapters, so I'll do Chapter 3 sometime this week, or this coming week. It's just easier to do it by chapter, I think. And of course, somebody tried to copyright, and of course, nobody believes me. They try to say, "Oh, you're not right," but somebody tried to copyright my birthday stream twice, 2 times. I had 2 emails on it, and then I realized a false copyright strike was not the best thing for them to do and retracted it. Of course, I'm being told that I'm wrong on that, but I don't believe I am. I'm going to have like physical, like 100% proof for anybody to believe that somebody's actually checking my channel, like I've said, but hey, it is what it is. The movie that people have been talking about, the skin markin, I don't know how to pronounce that, but a lot of people's been talking about this movie. It's apparently passed $1 million at the box office. It's coming to Shudder next month, so if you've been wanting to see that, check it out on Shudder next month. Yeah, I have no idea how to pronounce that. Skin Marink. I don't know. I've seen mixed reviews about it. Apparently, it's just like a found footage type movie, what I understand, and it just has like random scenes in it from like cameras in a house or something. I don't know. I don't quite understand it. I'll probably watch it to see what all the big deal is. Apparently, Channing Tatum buys the rights to Ghost to, and plans to star in remake, according to comicbook.com. That'd be interesting. We have Ghost, a Happy Death Day director's Netflix movie premieres February 24th. Looks kind of funny. Mm. Apparently, there's a movie called Kill Her Goats that has Kane Hodder in it, and it says Kane Hodder racks up the body count in Kill Her Goats. So if you see a movie called Kill Her Goats that's got Kane Hodder in it, I don't know if it's any good or not, but it's got Kane Hodder. How bad can it be? I know that there was. I wish I would have saved it or made a note or something. I know there was something else I was going to talk about, and for the life of me, I cannot think of what it was. I forgot her name, but the girl who played Megan will be at Spooktacular. Interesting. I'm on the B. I don't know what that means, but good for you. Hopefully, that's a good thing, not a bad thing. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else has any other horror comedies to mention because I can't end the stream. So And I can't think of what else I had planned to talk about. I knew I had something else I was going to talk about, but I forgot what it was. Because, of course, I did not make a note. Okay. Yeah, I guess wrap it up because I can't think of any other movies to talk about. And I completely forgot what the other thing I was going to talk about was. And I can't, like, play music or anything. So yeah, so I guess we'll go ahead and end it. Um, I'll get this edited and put on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you can listen to um, podcasts as soon as I can. And I'll see you guys all next week. I don't know what we're doing. See ya.